You know, it's shaping up to be a pretty good spring and summer for lovers of Lego Castle, especially lovers of fantasy castle kingdoms like me. There are some sets that are directly castle related, but there's also some kind of peripheral sets, like there always are in Lego, that you can adapt for your fantasy castle world. And I'd like to talk a little bit about those today because we haven't touched on them and they've recently caught my eye. And I think there's something that you might be interested in as well, and I'd love to hear your opinion on them. Hi, I'm Tom Brace, it's 1954, and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Now, we've already had a look at this medieval horse castle. In the last couple of episodes, I've gone into some depth about this set and talked about all the different alternative builds. So I'm not really going to talk about that today. What I want to talk about is the other kind of castle periphery sets that I think will be of some interest to you. Now, the first one is something that, as a lover of castle, you may be tempted to pass by, and that's, of course, this 3-in-1 unicorn set. And it's a castle. I mean, it is a castle. The question is it a castle that you think is too juvenile to add to your world, or do you see some interest and promise in it? Now, I happen to see some promise in it. I've heard some ideas from several of you of how you would integrate it into your world, like making the unicorns and the Pegasus here the most evil creatures in your fantasy world. That has some appeal to it. It's certainly colorful, and I think I'm going to have to bite on this one. I don't know whether it'll be a first day buy. It probably won't, but I think it's something that I will for sure look for when it goes on sale. These builds look really interesting, especially the main castle build. And I think that I can find a way to add this to my lore, and I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. The other thing that I would mention that some of you have already mentioned to me is this Maleficent Dragon, which is a Disney character, of course, from Sleeping Beauty. And, you know, the castle to me has no appeal, but the dragon does, and I can see this dragon integrating into my fantasy castle world, absolutely. And it's retiring soon, so I'm going to begin to look for that as something that will be on sale that I might be able to pick up. Now, here's another, Ninjago once again kind of knocks it out of the park as a kind of peripheral Lego fantasy castle world set. This one is the Guardian Dragon. This is about the coolest looking dragon I've seen in a long time. And I think that I am for sure going to have to consider adding this to my world. I also like the fact it has a certain scale to it that I rather like. So you can see in this illustration here that it is not overpowering. But I think it would fit in well with as a big dragon. I mean, you have to consider that this would be, a large dragon in your lore. It is priced rather high for something that's periphery castle, but we can't be too choosy about what we're getting because we don't get a lot. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have to maybe bite on that. Here's another thing that seems to me kind of gimmicky, but there is some appeal to it because of the fact that it has these very cool minifigs with it. And that's this kind of minifig machine. But within it, it has these marvelous minifigs. And there are a couple here that are castle themed. And there's been a lot of YouTube interest in this set. I don't think we're going to see these pieces on Pick-a-Brick because, it's almost like a minifigure series within a set. And we don't see, we haven't seen pieces on a Pick-a-Brick of the Dungeons & Dragons minifigs. So I'm not so sure that we'll ever see pieces of these figures that we can kind of buy to army build. So, yeah, would it be nice to have these figures? It would, but I'm not so sure that this is a buy for me personally at $179 just to get these minifigs. But it is something that's out there, and you might want to be aware of it if those figures are something that you absolutely have to have. Now, the last set I want to look at and talk about, to me, has probably the most promise. And that is this Harry Potter Thestral family theme. These are sure cool-looking dragons, almost like a ghost dragon family kind of vibe. And I can certainly see this fitting into my fantasy castle lore. You'll remember I had Nograd, my green dragon emperor, beheaded by his enemies. And it would be cool to resurrect him as this kind of skeleton ghost type of dragon. And I think this might fit the bill really, really well. So I have my eye on this. And at $70 retail, $69.99, it's not cheap, but I could see looking for this when it's on sale. And I like the scale of it. I kind of like everything about this. And picking this up to add to my fantasy castle theme. So those are the sets that are kind of on the periphery for me. And, once again, this is kind of a desperate call for something that's castle related because we don't get too much. I'm really, of course, excited about that 3-in-1 castle that's coming out, even with all of the faults that all of you have pointed out, and it's not a perfect castle set. And yes, I agree. I think that the previous 3-in-1 castle set that you can still get for $99 on Amazon is a better set. I mean, it just looks to be a better set. But, there's for the joust scene and the city gate scene, and just the fact that you get the new factions in this castle that's about to be released this summer, I can't pass this by. I'm going to be absolutely looking to pick that up. So that's it for now. I'm wondering what you think of these sets and whether or not you're planning on adding them to your fantasy castle kingdom. Until next time, I'm Tom Bray saying happy building. Thanks for all of your support. Bye-bye.